Welcome back everybody to 5th episode of Free Game Recording Softwares. Today I'll be taking a look at MSI AfterBurner. First, here is a must-have features photo. These are all the features that I think every free game recording software should have, just the pure basics to keep up with today's standards. And now let's have a look at the website. First thing that I'm noticing is the website, just the presentation off the bat when you open it looks beautiful. On the left side we have MSI AfterBurner, the other program is Dragon Center, seems we're not going to be focusing on that. So let's see what it offers. I'm going to scroll down through the website. It says MSI AfterBurner, and by the way my cursor is just like a circle. It says MSI AfterBurner is the most used graphics card software for good reason. It lets you monitor your performances, what's going on with the graphics card, maybe with the computer. Also lets you overclock your graphics card, I think. AfterBurner is the gold standard of the overclocking utilities, and that seems to be one of the main points with this program. However, it does have recording capabilities. We keep scrolling down and whoa, that was a nice animation. It says overclocking tools. We're not interested in that. It says some kind of scanner, again not interested in that, but the presentation of the website is beautiful. On-screen display or OSD. This is like a little HUD in the corner that provides you with some useful information. We'll be taking a look at that. Let's see if we can see that. No, nowhere, it's not a visit. Oh, there it is. So in the video we can see that something is in the upper left corner. However, I'll showcase that in the video as well. So let's skip it for now. We have hardware monitor. That's what I was talking about. That stuff exists. Custom fan profiles. And again, presentations are beautiful. Custom user skins, and this is how, when we're talking about the skins, and I'll mention this later as well, this is how I remember MSI AfterBurner to look like. And here we go, we have video capture, share your greatest moments. With Predator you can record your best performance in games or overclocking without messing a single frame. The Predator software supports H.264 codec, multiple file formats, WMV AVI, size, and quality to capture your match-winning frag. Beating the game on hard or breaking the record in overclocking. Share your achievements and become famous. So there's a mention of Predator. We'll be having a look at that. Maybe this program is not just MSI AfterBurner, maybe it's just also the Predator. Now we have also something about the Dragon Center, which I'm just not interested in at the moment. We have some graphics cards. Here's to download the Afterburner or to download this, and there we go. That's pretty much it. Let's see, we also have this little click. This stuff is about cookies, but wow, what a presentation of the website. This is one of the most impressive website presentations that I've seen. Let's click download Afterburner and hit save, as there is no paid version or anything, so there's nothing to compare. We've seen the website. We've seen a couple of claims here and there. Honestly, I would have preferred more statistical sheet, if you will, like just something that tells me exactly what features can I expect. But still, let's install the program, open it up, and see what's going on. So I run the setup, I press OK, I click next, accept, next. Now here we have MSI AfterBurner and then RYYZN, if you will, statistics server. Now you have to install this supposedly to be able to have a recording or capturing. So I'm gonna make sure that's ticked, and I'm gonna keep going. Now I think this is the installation for the RYYZN. Okay, so it seems that I already have it installed, but I'm still going to just install it for the sake of this video, reinstall it maybe. Maybe not necessary, but I think for the sake of this video, why not? I'm gonna untick show readme, finish, and then I'm just gonna make sure that I run MSI AfterBurner and I click finish. And here is the program. Like I've said, this is how I remember the program to look like. One impact that this program had on me is that it just seemed scary. Overclocking is not my thing. I don't know anything about it. I know that it can be dangerous if you push it too far, if you don't do a good job. So I'm scared that I accidentally might push some of these sliders. However, let's see what's going on now. Well, now it looks much more pleasant to the eye. We have some stuff going on here. And what I'll be looking for is the recording capabilities. So for that to work, I think you need to click this button to open up settings. And yes, the settings actually stayed the same, even though the HUD has been changed. If I remember correctly, you go to on-screen display, and here's where you can actually change the hotkeys to have that on-screen display, so you know when you are exactly recording. Now, next thing you can do is go to monitoring, and here's where you can actually turn on what you want to show during the on-screen display. When there is the display, you want to showcase the frame rate, and you see it says in OSD. Also frame minimum, average, maximum, and stuff like that. Next tab we are interested in is the video capture. The screen capture is just taking the screenshot, so I'm gonna go to video capture, and here is where we can set stuff up. So first we have global video capture hotkey, and you can see that if you hover over pretty much anything, you'll get this pop-up which gives you some information. So if you are interested to find out more in detail about each option, feel free to hover the mouse over and wait a little bit and you'll get a pop-up like this. But it's pretty self-explanatory. We have global video capture hotkeys. So what's the video capture hotkey gonna be? I'm gonna say control number 1. I hope I can use that. Next we have video pre-record. What does that mean? Record before you record? I'm not interested in pre-recording. I'm not familiar with it, nor do I understand it. All I want to do is record. So I'm gonna skip the pre-recording options. Let's keep moving on. We have capture mode, mixed, desktop, or 3D application. So it seems you can capture desktop as well. For this mode, I think I'm going to switch it to 3D application as I want to record games. However, you can try between mixed and 3D application to record your games. We have video format. I'm going to leave it at this one. Next we have container format. Again, I'm gonna leave it at this one. It should record to AVI. If you want to record to MKV, select this. Next I can bump up the quality. I'll use 100% quality. We have frame size. This basically tells the program whether to record in full mode that the game is or simply half. So let's say your game is running at 1080p. If you select full frame, it's going to record all of those 1080p. But if you select half of the frame, it's going to record all of that, but it's going to compress it into 720p. So it's capturing the whole game, just the output video is not going to be that resolution. It's going to be half of that. Not only does this give you a smaller file size, but also has less performance impact on your system. Still, I'll choose full frame as I'm gonna record 1080p. Now this doesn't exactly tell me can it record 2K or 4K resolutions. You guys will have to check that on your own, but I'm pretty confident it can record 1080p at least. So anyhow, long story short, if you have performance issues while recording, just try bumping this down. Next we have the frame rate, and I can go up until 120, even though down here it says 100 frames. I'm actually going to choose 60. We have frame rate limit disabled. I'm not going to limit anything. We have the videos folder. You can select that here. I'm going to leave it at what it is. Now we have video capture compatibility properties. I'm assuming if there are any issues you want to do something certain. Now I'm skipping most of these as I think you guys can figure it out for your own. And also if you just hover over again, it tells you what exactly it is, which is a great feature of this program. It pretty much lets you know what each option does in detail, and I love that. Honestly, this should be a standard for every program that exists. How hard it is to just add this. Look at it, just hover over, there's a bubble that pops up and it gives you a bunch of information. Next, we have audio source. So we can actually have two audio sources. And for the first one, I'm gonna choose my microphone. Now I actually have direct sound capture, 𝗎𝗎𝗓 playback, and 𝗎𝗎𝗓 capture device. It says that if you have, for example, Windows XP, try using direct sound because that's gonna work the best. Now if you have any newer OS like Vista, Windows 7 and newer, try using 𝗎𝗎𝗓. So let's try using 𝗎𝗎𝗓, why not? Let's see what's up with this. Okay, unsubscribe, I'll understand. I'll use capture device because I'm trying to capture my microphone. Here it is. Next one, I'll use playback because I'm trying to capture the sound from the playback device, which is a speaker. Now we have two options down here. It says down mix multi-channel audio to stereo and mix multiple audio tracks. So this program, as you can see, has multiple audio sources, which means this program should technically have a capability to capture microphone into a separate audio track. So I'm gonna leave it like this, and let's find out if these are the correct options to have that happen. I'm going to click apply and OK, and that's pretty much it when it comes to showcasing the recording capabilities. So I have set on-screen display hotkeys for me, and also when it comes to video capture, I have set everything up, and now technically if I press control number 1 on my, of course, number pad, I should be able to capture video. So let's find out if that's the truth. Point your attention to the upper left corner and you should see the indication of the on-screen display. As I press the hotkey, the orange text shows up, and that's the indication that the recording has started. We have a couple of information there. First, I can see how long am I recording, then you can see that there is a file size slowly bumping up as the recording continues, and then the last two pieces of information I think have to do something with the speed of the recording or maybe the responsiveness of the recording. I'm not exactly sure. I looked through the program and I couldn't find what that is. But so far, as I'm recording, I do not notice any lag, and also the recording start and stop is seamless. I'm going to stop the recording now and you'll see how that orange text disappears, and I'll start it a couple of more times and you'll see how Pretty much the game doesn't even skip a beat. It's very seamless and works just fine. So I have finished the recordings. 1 minute 24 seconds is actually 4 gigabytes and 4 seconds 247 megabytes. I am really quickly going to preview the recording just to see what's going on. Yeah, previewing the video again shows no lag whatsoever, the recording looks just fine. So that was the showcase and recording test, just press the hotkey record, the game doesn't even skip a beat. So with that we get to first impressions. Obviously this program has recording capabilities, it's not a recording program, but what it has, it just executes very good. It captured the full frame, I didn't feel any lag, the quality is very good. Nothing changed from the back in the day when I used this program, only the HUD, the way it looks like, the design, but the settings, the properties didn't change at all. This is exactly how it was in 2017, 16, maybe even earlier. The settings are there, they are pretty simple to set up, just go through all of these, check what's going on, configure it really quickly, and get to recording. Is it still super scary? Well, it looks a little better, so I guess it isn't really that scary. Still, I would be very careful to not touch any of these options as I don't know what they do, nor do I want to mess anything up. Just get here, set up your hotkey for this, check the other hotkeys just in case so they don't overlap maybe, and that's pretty much it. Get to recording, it's very simple. There's not much depth, but I think it covers the basics very solid and I'm very happy with the program. Just first impressions are very positive. Now let's see, does it have luxury features and what are they? I'll stick only to video capturing as that's what we are interested in. You can actually choose a couple of formats and also use external plugin. I didn't want to do that, I just kept to basics, but that's great. And now speaking of great, maybe this is considered at the moment luxury feature, it should be a necessity. This pop-up bubble with bunch of information, pretty much anything you hover over gives you some type of information. Look at this, video quality. I just hovered over a slider and I still get detailed information. Every program should have this. This should be engraved in law. 10 God's commands, this is 11th. Another luxury feature, I think, are these video capture compatibility properties. If you are having any issues, if you want to set up something specific, you can do that here. It has a bunch of fixes, bunch of stuff that will help you out if you are running into any problems. This is heavily appreciated. And for the most part, that's pretty much it. In this export test, what I'll be focusing on, other than the quality, the audio, everything, I'll be focusing on these two options as they seem to be the only ones that are really interesting to change. Downmix multi-channel audio to stereo and mix multiple audio tracks. So basically I interchanged between these. I had them like this, then like this, then like this, and then both of them were on. So hence the 4 recordings. Let's have a look at what happened with each recording. So the first recording is both options turned off, and as we can see when I'm playing the video I get a low level exception occurred and there's no audio whatsoever. In this next recording we have the top option selected. So this is downmix multi-channel audio to stereo, and we can only hear me talk, so the audio from the game is not present. In the third recording I had the second option selected, and once again we cannot hear anything. In the last recording, let's have a listen. Now finally I have both options selected. Let's see what happens now. So what I'm noticing is when I have both options selected, it's recording game audio and my microphone, and everything seems to be functioning just fine inside a video editing software. There is no lag, preview looks just fine, maybe a tiny bit darker, or maybe it's just my imagination, but the quality is satisfying, there are no issues, except that I'm only getting this error that I don't know why exactly. So I decided to go back to the program and readjust settings just a little bit. I enabled MJPG decoder because it could potentially fix the errors that are happening, and also I decided to change this to stereo mix with these two options. So what's happening once again is it's recording. Let's do another recording, and this time let's see if there's any game audio, if there are going to be 2 audio tracks, what's going to happen. So at this point you should already hear the game audio, me pressing buttons and everything. So this mode seems to have no errors whatsoever, but once again there's only one audio track with both my microphone and the game audio in one track. If I right click on the file and go to MediaInfo, it tells me there are 2 audio tracks supposedly, but the second one is not being shown. So it seems that this recorder in fact does record multiple audio streams or audio tracks, but it simply seems that Adobe products are not able to show this properly. Here's a post from 2011, how to edit a multiple audio video clip on Premiere, and if you are interested you can read all of this But what I'm interested in is this, in fact. Somebody was talking about how it seems that the main problem is MSI apparently creates an AVI file with multiple audio tracks, and yes, they are stereo. Speaking of MKV, you all should outright be ashamed of yourself for not supporting MKV, and that is in fact true. Here I have an MKV file, and if I import it, you can see that it doesn't import the video but only the audio, and you can see that in fact we do have multiple audio tracks. So Adobe products do not simply support MKV. Things Adobe needs to support, and we have MKV files and then multiple audio AVI support. Here I have the same file that I imported inside Vegas Pro, and as you can see, it in fact does have video and 2 audio tracks. As you can hear and see, if I play this video now, we have 2 audio tracks and we can hear me talk, and we can also hear the sound from the game. Where I want both audio tracks to So it seems that in fact MSI AfterBurner is actually recording both audio tracks, but simply Adobe Premiere doesn't support it. So it's not the issue of AfterBurner program, but the editing program. So Adobe products don't support AVI that MSI AfterBurner creates with multiple audio tracks. What's the solution? Let's extract both audio tracks from this video file. You need a program to do this. The program I'll be using is called Virtual Dub Mod. Here's the website that I found online. I'm just going to click download, and as you can see, the program is very small. Here I have the downloaded program. I'm going to extract it, open the folder, and simply run the first file. Corona? Are you kidding me? I think I downloaded the wrong file. Here's the website. Download portable. Save. Extract. Open folder. Open folder. And it seems that this time all of these files are present. Wow, what a name. Let's run Virtual Dub Mod. Okay. Start Virtual Dub Mod. And okay. So I'm going to go back to where my files are. Here's the AVI. I'm going to drag and drop it. Simply go to Streams and go to Stream List. Now here we have 2 audio files. So what I can do is I can select the first audio file, click Save WAV. Audio 1, save. And then I can select the second one, Save AV. Audio 2, save. And there we go. Now I can take the AVI file and I can take both audio tracks and import them. And just put them down here. And now I can play the video. And I disabled the option where I want both audio tracks to be mixed into one. So let's see if now maybe it gives... So now everything seems to be working, but sadly you do need an additional program to complete all of this. So if you are having an issue with your video editing software, I hope this helps you out. So to summarize it, everything seems to be just fine with the export test. It's just that the video editor that I use does not have the support that it needs to have. Now let's talk about the cons with this program. The first one probably shouldn't be mentioned, but still, I'm gonna put an emphasis on it. Be very careful to not touch any of these settings. Yeah, I'm scared to touch any of that until I learn about overclocking. But still, the best solution probably for that is to save. And also you have reset if you mess something up. Now, serious question, what are the possible cons for this program? It does everything that it's supposed to do for being a monitoring program. It has recording capabilities, and the capabilities are phenomenal. They have just basic stuff that you would need to get by. Other than that, the biggest con I can give it that it requires you to come in here and set everything yourself. Not everything is set for you beforehand. You really have to mess with all of the settings, but I don't think they are that hard. I was reading a post from PC World trying to see what the possible cons are, and I guess we do agree on it requires some configuration, but they tell you that you can do better than this. It's not easy to use. I don't think it's that hard to use. I've checked everything here. I don't think this... From what it offers, I cannot really find any specific cons that I can show you guys. Pretty much everything you need is there. Does it do everything that it's supposed to do when it comes to video recording? Yes. Did I find anything that doesn't work? No. However, when it comes to impact on your system, obviously I can't measure that as a con since everybody's gonna have a different experience. Now let's talk about the pros of this program. One thing that I've noticed is during the recording, when you press the video capture hotkeys, the game doesn't skip a beat. Usually with recording programs, once you press the recording, there is like a 1 second stutter before it starts recording actually. This one didn't have that at all. The recording start and stop is seamless. It supports external plugins. If you click here, you actually can select between encoding with your CPU or GPU, and you can also configure each one of those. It allows you to choose what frame size you want. So do you want to record your 1080p game in 360p video? You can do that. It's still going to show you the whole game, but the recorded video is going to be 360p, so it sort of downscales the recording. You can limit the frame rate of a game. So for some example, you want it to be exactly, I don't know, let's say 60 frames per second, you can do that. It comes with a bunch of compatibility properties if you are experiencing some sort of issues. Like, for example, I had those particular error messages inside my video editing software. It was easily resolved by just checking this. One really good feature is it can record trivial games like solitaire. Nah, trivial, but my mom would love this. But check this out. If I am recording at this moment, which I am, as you can see, here we go, if I just make some moves. Check this out. If I close the application that was being recorded, the file still gets saved. We can confirm this by simply playing the video file, and it clearly works. Some video editing software, if not most of them, if by accident you close the game before stopping the recording, the video file simply gets corrupted. With this one, it doesn't. Even if you close the game, your recorded file is saved and is just fine. And finally, I do consider this just a necessity, a must-have, but I'm gonna mention it either way. The mixing capabilities that it comes with, also it can record 2 audio tracks. Overall, not much to say about the program when it comes to either cons or pros. It does its job, it has almost no negative sides, and it has pretty much all the options you would need it to have. Now let me show you the video capture settings that I have used to record the sample video. So it's gonna be full frame at 60 FPS, with all of these options, and I will export the audio track using the method that I showed you, and I will showcase that in the video. Here I have a sample video. Let's check out the media information. So we can see that the file size is 1.7 gigabytes for about 30 seconds recording file. We have bitrate is pretty high, 467 megabits per second. This is, in my opinion, a little not necessary. About 50, 60, 70 is enough. For a full HD video, this is too much. Next we have 60 FPS, we have a bunch of settings, we have 2 audio tracks recorded, pretty high bitrate, so the audio quality is going to be top notch, or as maximum as it can be. So here I am, I'm going to record some gameplay with music in the background, and I will purposefully modify the volume of my voice or the microphone inside the video editing software. I will turn it up a little bit, then I'll turn it down, and I'll turn it up again. So because you can do that, this program gives you the options. So I just want to show you guys what exactly does that mean when you have separate microphone audio track. But yeah, pretty much no lag whatsoever. So that's it. Final summary and a review of this program, specifically its recording capabilities. I think everything was shown in the video, and you can see what this program offers. The video recording capabilities are pretty basic, but all the necessities I think are pretty much filled out. You can adjust a bunch of things. There are no crazy limitations or nothing to really annoy you. Set your audio devices, the quality you want, the frame size you want, your exported video to be at. Choose whatever you want pretty much and record with it. And it's 100% free. In my opinion, so far, one of the strongest programs for somebody who wants to start from the scratch to create their YouTube channel or start recording videos of their games, maybe even desktop if it's possible. Everything is pretty much there. There are no functions that don't really work or something is not exactly as it is. Everything is in its place. Plus, like I've showed you earlier, if you close the game accidentally but you don't stop the recording, it's gonna stop it for you. It's gonna save the video file for you. You're not gonna have any issues. In the past, I have run into a lot of programs that simply have this issue. You close out the game but you don't stop the recording, the video file is corrupted and you can't use it. But this program doesn't have those issues. And plus it has a bunch of other capabilities that aren't just about recording. When it comes to recording, the job it does pretty well. But what exactly grade am I gonna give it to? Well, you can find that out if you check the link in the description. You can open up the spreadsheet where I actually have all necessary information that you might need to know. And that pretty much concludes this video and this review of MSI AfterBurner's recording capabilities. Not the recording program by its design, but it does the job better than most of the others that are dedicated to recording games. It came, it recorded, it delivered. Really satisfied so far. But anyhow, thank you guys so much for watching. watching this video and this review. Do leave your comments below this video, consider rating and sharing the video, and also subscribing to the channel if you want to see videos like this one. I'm taking my leave. See you guys in the next video. Signing out.
Yeah, I feel so old. Can't waste no time, gotta wait in line and the weather's so cold. Should've brought my coat at the end of the line, on my shit untold. Messed up a lot, used to be waiting for something or someone to give me my spot. God only show you the way, it's all up to the plan and the paper and people you brought. I learned what I taught, I hope that they notice and give us a shot. I swear I mean team, been lying a lot, might give us away. And what is